Complaining feels harmless, but what if it's quietly shaping your life? Let that land for a moment. Most people think manifestation is something mystical, something intentional, something you sit down and try to do. But the truth is simpler than that. You're manifesting all the time with your words, with your focus, with the stories you repeat to yourself when life feels heavy, even when you're complaining. In the last episode, we talked about gratitude, why it works even when life doesn't. Today is the other side of that conversation. Because if gratitude steadies your inner world, complaining quietly destabilizes it. And not because you're wrong for feeling frustrated, but because repetition has power. Okay, let me say this clearly. Complaining doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you negative. And it doesn't make you ungrateful. It makes you human. We complain when we are tired. When expectation doesn't match reality, we complain. When life doesn't move the way we hope it would, we complain. The issue isn't the feeling. The issue is when complaining becomes your default lens. And because of that, your lens determines what you see and what you miss. So let me make this personal. I was born and raised in Nigeria. I learned resilience early. I learned how to work hard without guarantees. And when I came to the United States, I arrived with hope and pressure. Pressure to succeed, pressure to prove myself, pressure to make the move feel worth it. And for a while, my focus was on what wasn't working. The job didn't feel right. The path felt unclear. And my progress felt slower than I expected. I wasn't lying, but I wasn't telling the whole story either. At some point, something shifted. Not because life became perfect, but because I got tired of feeling heavy all the time. I started appreciating the little things like stability, safety, learning opportunities. The fact that I was still growing. I stopped waking up focused on what was missing and started noticing what was present. And that shift mattered more than I realized. There's something unexpected happened. A friend of mine reached out to me and said, "We work together in Nigeria. I know how resilient and hardworking you are." And he even went on saying, "You should consider changing your line of profession here in the US." That conversation did not come from chasing. It didn't come from me complaining. It came after a shift in my perspective. I was open, I was grateful, and I was present. An opportunity found a room to enter. That message opened the door. I stepped into a new field. I found alignment. I found growth. And today, the chapter is history. I also found something just as important, which is a mentor. Someone who trained me in the new field, believed in me, guided me, and even helped me grow into the version of myself I hadn't yet imagined. Gratitude didn't erase the struggle. It did not remove effort. What it did was actually change my state. And when your state changes, you hear differently, you respond differently, you notice doors instead of walls. Complaining keeps your nervous system tight, while gratitude softens it. And life responds differently to softness when it does to tension. Manifestation isn't magic, it's alignment. So it's what happens when inner world stop fighting your outer world. Complaining rehearses limitation, while gratitude rehearses possibility. And awareness gives you this power to choose which one you practice. Now, take a breath right now. Think about one thing you complain about often. Now ask yourself, what would shift if I acknowledge what was already working alongside this, not instead of reality, alongside it? And here's your reflection for this week. Notice one recurring complaint and don't judge it. Don't suppress it. Just notice it. And ask yourself this, what perspective could soften this moment? That question alone can change direction. You're manifesting all the time with your words, your focus, and the meaning you assign to every experiences. And the moment you choose gratitude, not as a denial, but as a grounding, life finds room to meet you. This is Michael Speaks, and I'll see you in my next episode.